Joining us now is a man who is an incredible athlete, just drained a bucket that won 13 random people $500, and now he will make us smarter at football. Host of Everything DB, 9-year NFL vet, Darius Butler.
Hey, boy!
Hey, baby.
Let's go. As usual.
Oh, your mic isn't on. Mic isn't on.
Did you turn it on, dude?
Did you? I didn't touch it, Nick.
This guy makes one basketball shot and then he just
Green light still on?
That might be it.
It says it's on.
There we go.
Now you're on. Sounds like Nick hit something.
When he muted all their mics back there.
So he could do
He forgot that.
up. You still good?
Yeah, you're good.
All right, bet. Let's
Oh,
get
yeah,
in.
you sound hey. I don't know who fixed it, how it got fixed, but that sounds really good.
Hey, as usual, chime in whenever, ask whatever question. I actually watched it back. I saw you taking some notes fucking last week. Quiet defense is a dead defense. Like, I like it, man. But let's get into it. Some big plays from the weekend, this past weekend. Obviously, some good from the defensive side of the ball, and some bad.
Yeah,
hey,
way to go, Ty.
Yeah.
Paying attention in the
Right,
meeting
you know,
room, you asswipe.
Hey, listen to watch Ty. Young players take notes in the meeting room. But this is a big, huge
My notes
play.
right here.
Yeah, bingo.
Game
Photographic memory.
winning play.
I'm taking notes.
From the I won't
off,
need this
dude.
because I got the fucking
Can't even
iPad.
write.
Game winning play from the Colts this weekend. Obviously, big home win. The guys were there. Went to 1-1-1 against the Chiefs. This is a huge moment in the game. 7 seconds left on the clock. Couple time out for the Chiefs. They got to get in field goal range to send this thing in overtime. This is basically man to man. Oh, let's see if we can. Let's see.
Do they have an empty check there in Indianapolis?
Most likely, but you'll see it's going to look like just man-to-man across the board or cover 3, regardless single high with tight matchups. They're going to watch. They're going to have 2 guys for Travis Kelce. You're going to see this play unfold. This play is actually going to be made by Gilmore down at the bottom on Juju. How do you just light it? Yeah. Boom.
Oh.
So tight match. It'll be a slant route. He's going to break it up. Safety running to the ball, tips and overthrows. Defenses we always talk about. We do the tip drill in practice. Send us home. Big, huge win. Defense played great. Offense, they got it done when they needed to. Love this play. Had to get to it. Had to show my Colts some love. We can go to the
Hold
next
on, D-Bud. So why'd they go man-to-man, you think, in this situation? Because don't the Chiefs just got dogs everywhere?
So tight match. You got to have tight coverage here because you don't want to give up. You can't give up a 10-yard catch here like the Bills, 13 seconds left. Obviously, Chiefs, Andy Reid, Eric Bieniemy, Patrick Mahomes are great in situational football. They just really – and their kicker stunk this game, right?
Yeah, they probably
had no confidence in their kicker, but you got to get tight matches here. You can't play soft and give them a decent shot at a field goal. So tight matches. This is why you brought Gilmore over. Matt Ryan made plays late, and this is why you brought Steph Gilmore over to make plays like this, game-winning plays on Juju Smith-Schuster.
He had a massive tackle on a 3rd down, too, against Travis Kelce. Kept him like a yard short. And it was like the tackle was like he took a shot. I didn't know that Gilmore, it was like a big time.
Physical.
Yeah, it was very physical.
And he had a little injury. He came back in this game because he got knocked out of this game for a little bit, came back, and obviously finished with a big play here. So this was huge.
Was it on that tackle that he got hurt, I wonder?
I'm not sure.
Did they mess up the routes on these ones? Because Juju takes like a stutter step. It didn't look like he thought.
I don't think so. I think this was kind of like, so you'll see on the inside, if you watch Kenny Moore, you'll see this is going to be like low route, but he's going to go right behind. I wouldn't say they messed up, though. This is just good, tight coverage, sticky coverage. Once again, 2 of our best cover guys. I mean, that's not a bad throw. It's just a great play from a former defensive player of the year. This is why we brought 5 over here.
Hell yeah.
Let's get to the next one.
Hell
Game
yeah.
winner. What we got here? Okay, this is another game winner against Foxy's Lions. Now we're going to watch KJ Osborne in the slot here, man. So he's in the slot, and defensively, what they're doing on defense, they got this post safety leaned all the way on top of this guy, and this guy is Justin Jefferson. Let's see if we get a zoom here. Justin Jefferson obviously got Okuda on him as well. But Justin Jefferson, he's going to control that middle of the field safety. He's going to be on top. They also have a robber safety who's giving these guys inside help, right? So with inside help, you got to stay outside leverage. And right here, you'll see this is where this corner gets in trouble. He loses that leverage. Obviously, Kirk. Oh, let's see if I can get this one. And Kirk's going to see it. He sees the vision. And now we got that outside leverage. And obviously, with that, let's see what we got. Let's just let it play. Outside leverage, give it up. Can't give it up. Can't happen in this point in the game, this situation in the game. Once again, knowing we can run this from the top. knowing your assignment, knowing where to be, knowing your leverage, knowing where your help is. Where is your help in this play? It's all inside. Even if this guy is not, he's a body inside. He may not be specifically helping you. He's a body inside, and then you even got your post safety, so you have to keep your outside leverage as that guy. I don't know what the hell just happened there, but play this again. Outside leverage. KJ Osborne. Cousin sees it, makes a throw. Too easy. Too easy. Can't happen. Can't happen, Foxy. That's, I mean, you lose focus in 1 second, that's the game.
Eba, I asked AJ this, but how can a defense play good all game, then last 2 minutes they just shit the bed and allow a touchdown?
We always talk about it in the meeting room. It's 65 plays, 60 plays, and it really comes down to about 4 or 5 of them. That's usually the difference in the game. And it's really about focus. And once again, we always talk about, is it us, is it them? I feel like this is an us thing. Like, he lost leverage pretty quickly here. Like, this wasn't like, it's not like Osborne hit him with an amazing, route or stem. This is just bad leverage, and you can't have it. You can't have it. Not there, right there. You can't have it. You see right now he's inside. He's already crossed over. Hips are locked, facing inside. Like, this is a touchdown right here at this point with any quarterback, especially with Captain Kirk out there, not on prime time.
Well, he has one in prime time. Remember, that's a new thing. I think an interesting point here that I just learned is that looks like wide open. You think everything's fucked.
Right.
Guy takes, 2 steps the wrong way.
Well, yeah, one bad step. And this is it was a good route by Osborne, but once again, not a great route. But if he stays outside, I don't know. Let's just imagine that defender outside leverage. I don't know where Kirk goes with this ball because, once again, you got deep help over Jefferson, and then you have this guy who's just kind of robbing the middle of the field. So I don't know where Kirk would go with this ball, but hey, you can't have it. You can't have it, Foxy.
Can't have
you
it.
can't have
Is
it.
Okudah back? Because he's been playing pretty well. It seemed like the first couple of years he wasn't.
Yeah, Okudah's playing some good ball. So, number 3 pick coming out of Ohio State. And coming out of Ohio State, he has some of the best college tape.
Hold on.
technique-wise.
Also, I remember him didn't he run on that?
Yes.
He ran on a straight line and did the hip thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they had the camera, it was a perfect
Yeah.
angle on the camera. It was like, hey, this is how this rep is done.
Yep.
Flip hips, turn. He was like the prospect, right?
Yeah, it's a reason he went 3 overall. To a team that needed a bunch. Obviously, with the Lions, you go number 3 overall with a cornerback. Obviously, they're very high on them. Went out last year with an Achilles injury, I believe. So this is a big year for him. He started out strong. These first 3 weeks, he's been really, really good.
Changed his number.
Ohio State
Hey,
dog.
that
AJ.
might have. You put that 1 back on, you running out of the tunnel a little bit different.
Exactly.
But let's
How
get
much
to
of that do you think has to do with the defensive coordinator being a former player and everything, as opposed to Patricia, which I think a lot of people didn't get along with him?
It's your coach, it's your room, it's some other good players in that room, but it's your coach, and it's also you being a pro. I talked to Shep when he was here for Hard Knocks when we were out there for that training camp practice.
Linebacker coach Shep.
Yeah, linebacker coach Shep. You saw him on Hard Knocks a lot, but he said Jeff had been doing more kind of off the field, studying, preparing for games, and that's what it's about when you become a pro. It's not just about athleticism and how quick you can flip your hip. It's about the little things, leverage, knowing how you're going to get attacked, and they're doing a good job scheme-wise too. I know in this game with Jefferson, there were times where they said, hey, go be aggressive, get in his face. We'll have some help over the top at times, and then you make a play when you need to. So that's what Okudah was doing. This is
Go, Jeff.
So
Sorry about it, Foxy.
last week,
Love it.
one of the big things we talked about was finding number 3, right, in zone coverage. And this is empty, so this is 1, 2 from the outside in, and you got 1, 2, and this is 3, all right? So is that highlight right? Yeah, so this is number 3 right here. So you're going to find this middle of the field, Logan Wilson. He's showing pressure right now, but he's going to drop out in this cover 2. He's going to get depth, nickel blitz, and I got to point that out too. We got a nickel. This is basically a nickel 2, right? So nickel's coming off the edge. Ooh, is that Hilton? Nickel's coming off the edge, but you got Logan Wilson. This is the guy to watch. Just watch him play because this is the passing strength. You got a receiver out here. Watch him play this middle run through. So right now he's there. He feels the route. At this point, he's in great position. He can look back at this quarterback, and Joey Footsteps is going to throw it right to him. I mean, that's a great rep from a linebacker. That's exactly what you want from your middle field read, because cover 2, we always talk about the 2-half, right? The 2-half defenders. That's why I call it cover 2. You're talking about these guys, but this guy is just as important. Knowing where that guy is pre-snap, so it's not something he had to figure out. He knew exactly where he needed to go before the ball was ever snapped. Even though he lined up on the line of scrimmage, he was able to get an interception 20, 30 yards downfield.
Yeah.
So shout out to Wilson. He had that ticky-tack flag in the Super Bowl that a lot of people remember on Cooper Kupp. But this is a big-time play
Third
from
down.
a big-time player.
AJ, you like that?
That was an unbelievable play. I saw watching in person. I was watching the ground he covered too. He's showing mugged in the A gap, and he gets a pick 35 yards down the field. He plays this exactly how you should. I thought it was awesome. I wish he would have scored actually.
Yeah, that's super impressive. Just like AJ said, showing that mug look in the A gap, and to make this. So where does he pick this ball off of? Let's see exactly.
45.
No.
Dang.
Like that's a lot. That's a
37
lot.
to 30.
That's a lot of ground.
Jesus.
That's what
cover.
Urlacher and them. When the Bears were rolling with cover 2, Urlacher was the absolute king of that middle reader, and then obviously Lance Briggs sitting in the hook.
Yep.
Are you kidding me? They had so many studs that just went after the ball and made you take little easy
Oh,
check
ball's
downs all
out.
day, and eventually
Ball.
you're gonna make a mistake.
Ball security, job security.
Awesome punch
Hey.
by the end at the end of that play too.
Yeah,
by
it
the
was.
line.
It was. Got to secure that ball. You get it. But that's a great play by Wilson. And this next play, this is going to be another cover 2 play. Big, huge play in the game. Fourth quarter, 3rd and 22. Dolphins didn't have a ton of snaps on offense. Tua didn't have a lot of throws, but this is the biggest one. You're going to see Waddle down here at the bottom of the screen.
Oh.
But now, cover 2 again. So once again, where is number 3? Where is the passing strength? In this situation, the passing strength is up here. This is 3. This is the passing strength. Right heel, receiver, tight end. So where is this linebacker going to go? He's going to go up here. So watch where he goes. He's going to play, once again, he's that middle field run-through defender, right? But now he's up top of his passing strength. This guy's going to run the hook and sit him right here intentionally. This is a play design. This is a perfect design because while that's happening, Jalen Waddle is setting up this safety with an outside move. He's got him outside, and now look at all this space you have in the middle of the field. Tua does a great job. He sees it. He throws it. So this is the same coverage, different passing strength. So the linebacker's going to drop to a different place, different route concepts. Can I get it again from the top? Different route concept. But once again, finding number 3 out of the huddle. So for this linebacker, this is all formation-based. This is a great play call by McDaniel, putting the passing strength up here, knowing that, expecting this coverage, because you got a lot of young corners out there, like young corners, young safety, entire new secondary for the Buffalo Bills. Yeah. So put him in a situation where you got a safety one-on-one with Jalen Waddle. And once again, we saw it earlier a couple weeks ago with Justin Jefferson in safety. That's not a position you want to be in. And this is a great ball from Tua with, fighting through a back injury.
D-Butt. Wow. Yeah, we were on that back again. Whoever was running up at the top, watch him pivot out up towards the other sideline, up at the top of your screen to kind of take the backer and make him sift like just another foot so he doesn't get in the way of Waddle's path here. Run it. I'll show you here. Watch Edmonds. He stops here right in the middle. Watch the guy pivot back out up towards the Bills sideline so he doesn't sink back in and get in the throw.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So he's pivoting. What AJ's talking about right here is this number 3 receiver pivoting away from that middle run-through defender. And once he stops his feet, he got no chance of getting out here. Yeah. He would have to do exactly what Logan Wilson did, basically, which is turn around and just run.
Sprint.
And know exactly what you're doing. Because you're a linebacker running with the wide receiver. That's already a speed mismatch. But if you know where you're going and you can beat that player to the spot, it's good ball. But this is good offensive play calling.
Is that coverage beaters? Is that what people
This is a coverage beater. This is a coverage beater because that's what that linebacker's coach should do. Go to the passing strength, take the middle run through. Once he sits down, you have to sit down. And then that backside X, which is away from the passing strength, he's got time to set up that safety.
So play
backside.
calling, this is super sophisticated.
That's a great call.
Yeah.
This
Great
is
call.
super sophisticated play calling.
So
This is
they had to be
22.
banking. D-Butt, weren't they? They had to be banking on. They were saying, all right, I think we're going to get Tampa 2 here, right?
Exactly.
This is an absolute beater of that.
Exactly.
You don't think it matters, like, if Poyer and Hyde are out there, like, they would either one of them would have had to make an exceptional play to stop that play design.
Yeah, I think the thing about Poyer and Hyde on 3rd and 22, they maybe give themselves a little more depth out of the gate, right? Because as once again, the sticks, this is the first down marker up here. So the 30-yard line will be the first down marker. So you get yourself so now you don't have to necessarily respect that outside move that Waddle makes here, right? You don't have to. You won't even move because you have depth. You're playing that top down, and once again, youth. This is a young corner. Like you're in a flat, but
46.
Get deeper, sink deeper. Like the first down marker is here. Sink deeper because if you sink deeper as this corner, that gives him a little more comfort to settle down there instead of having to respect that. And this is and once again, this is a good ball. It's a coverage beater, and that's where the ball is thrown and located like that. That's a great play design from Mike McDaniel. great play design, and then a great throw and execution from Tua and Waddle.
We should take Dolphins more serious, we think. That McDaniel knows they're going to be in cover 2. I guess 3rd and 22, probably going to be in cover 2, right? Mm-hmm. I assume McDaniel's doing that. And he goes, all right, so how do we beat that? Oh, easy. We just fucking run that one. Bam, let's call it. And that's why play calling matters, right?
Play calling matters, design matters. Something that my co-host on NFL Matchup, Greg Cosell, always says, Sal Powell, design matters. So this is play design, knowing what you're going to get from the defensive standpoint, and then knowing what you got in your players too, because you know you got a guy fast enough to go out there, do an outbreaking route, and get to the middle of the field. Because Buffalo, I don't care what coverage they're running on the back end, they still got dogs up front. This play takes time to develop. A lot of times on 3rd and 22 in this situation, offenses go with a screen, with a draw, maybe try to get in the field goal range, but they said, you know what, we're going to drop our nuts and try to get a big play here. And they got one.
That a baby, Tua.
There we go, Tua.
Put that right on your face, AJ.
Oh, yeah, 3-0. That's why we are one in the power
Great
rankings,
route.
man. Still getting disrespected Thursday night. Don't understand that.
3.5 points.
Yeah, man. That's we'll see. We'll see.
Bengals are in the Super Bowl.
What we got next?
White Tiger uniforms.
Oh, we getting to some Surtain tape. So a lot of people, a lot of, you should pay attention when other DBs, current and former, are talking about a specific guy. When players publicly speak highly on players, pay attention. And every corner, every DB, everybody that talks about cornerback play, Patrick Surtain has been one of the best in the business from day one. Shouldn't be a surprise. Been getting coached by his pops, Patrick Surtain the first. Dolphins legend,
sure.
Coached him up in high school, sent a lot of guys to the pro. Then he goes to Nick Saban in Alabama, gets coached up. But this is one of the cleanest prospects coming out in a while. You'll see him right here with some textbook. I just don't forget it, the rest of the coverage. Just watch Surtain's, just his technique right here. Stand square in his pedal. Watch the route. Great break. I mean, that's textbook.
kidding me?
That's literally clinic tape, individual work against Brandon Ayuk, who's a good
Look
route
at his
runner.
feet. Look at his feet, man. He's so such good balance that he's in control and not panicking ever.
Yeah, this is a second-year player. I want to pause it a little bit more. Let me go on. All right, here we go. Man, I just got to show how
nice
you got to
pedal
be
right here.
so patient. He's still in it. He's never got out his pedal, and he's 15 yards down the field.
So that's not normal.
That's not normal to be that patient. I mean, he has big-time speed, obviously, but to have because you look at behind him, there's no safety help. It's not like this is some type this is green grass back here. So to have that type of confidence in your technique, in your ability to go out here and put it on tape week in, week out like he does. He matched up with DK Metcalf week 1, followed him all around the field, moved around in week 2, and then he was moving from Ayuk, Debo, and George Kittle in this game. And, not a guy you want to throw into his coverage at all. He can come up and tackle. He can play zone. He can play press. He can play off. This next rep is actually going to be a rep of him playing press.
Seems to be a dog, too.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Dog. So he's a corner. This is like an out-of-the-park draft pick right here for our Denver Broncos. So this is him down here in the bottom
What's
once
that
again.
mean? Giraffe pick?
I'm saying when you
Draft.
draft when you
Oh, I
draft
thought
a
you
guy
said
like
giraffe.
that.
What are you? What are you?
I thought it was intercepting the ball with his neck. That's what I thought he actually meant.
What's your problem?
So what the hell are
They
we talking
knocked
about?
this pick out of the park, but this is him in press coverage, 3rd and 3.
Draft pick.
Okay. Excuse me.
So this is
Jesus.
hard. This
Got
is a
earwax
hard
in my
press, right?
headphones.
So we're gonna be a little more physical at the line of scrimmage. It's 3rd and 3, and once again, rock solid technique from the beginning to the end of the down. Top of the route, no separation.
Jeez.
No separation. I mean, he's running his route, and this is once again from a hard press. So you saw him in off, right? You saw him in press. Typically, corners, they're better with one or the other. Either they're just press guys or they're just off guys. Can I get it from the top? But this guy can do it all. This is a hard press right here. Great technique from beginning to end. Ayuk can never create separation in his down. Great play.
Hey, so whenever you think about this, okay, because I think I can control this a little bit too over here, which is pretty sweet.
That is awesome.
Yeah, it is pretty sweet. He never gives him, right? If you look at the space, he's on him, glued to him the entire time, right?
He runs the route for him. He runs his route for him.
He is, there is zero separation.
No separation.
And that's what quarterbacks are talking about with wide receivers, how maybe they create a little bit of separation or they do that. That's what separates the great corners from everybody else, zero fucking separation. The whole day, it's like that the whole day.
The whole day.
Ayuk's got to be so miserable.
Yeah, that's
Think about how miserable that has to
How
be.
annoying
AJ.
would that be? You can't ever get any separation. There's nothing you can really do.
Yeah, that's it. You think about week 1 with DK. DK, I think, had 6 catches for 30-something yards.
Yep.
And every catch he had was it has to be a great throw and a great catch. And that's what you want as a corner. You're going to give up some, But for Pat Surtain, if he gives up a play, it's usually damn near a perfect throw or perfect catch. And actually, you're going to see on the next rep with Pat Surtain.
That is the most amount of room this entire play.
Yeah.
This entire play.
33.
That is in
And
between them.
You know what? On the other side of the field, let's see. So this is where Jimmy G, this is probably not the matchup you should be looking at. And up top, we got a bunch route, and we got terrible communication on the back end. And the guy that you just paid $100 million is going to end up
Jesus.
Oh, no.
so
Wide open.
I mean,
Six.
wide open for 6. It looks like maybe this is
Looking
fake,
that
but
way.
it looks like Jimmy G. Let me get back out. It looks like Jimmy G is looking that way, but for some reason doesn't throw it. Decides to come here, and I mean, it was obviously a bad decision, but walk-in touchdown if you throw it up there to Debo because of the bad communication in the bunch.
I wonder if you think he's looking at Kittle
I don't know what
underneath here.
Debo's.
What do you think, AJ? You think?
Because look, it's only what is it? 3rd and 2.
Third and
It's only-
3,
look at the sticks. Yeah, so he's trying. He's not thinking Debo's going to come free, and yeah, he should
I
have.
mean,
guess.
but yeah, you got to look at that. That's bad
Jeez.
communication. That's a whole nother video for another day for what Denver could do up there communication-wise, or should do. But Jimmy's got to see that, obviously, that's not the throw or the matchup you want to go to in this next play. So
Surtain guy.
now, a guy. You know, a guy. So top 2, 3 in the league already.
Stop throwing at him.
Yeah, stop throwing at him at this point. He's following number 1 receivers for a reason. Now, we saw off technique. We saw hard press, and this is 2nd and 9. And this is more of a soft press. So this is more of I'm kind of going to play you with my feet, right? I'm fast enough to wherever release you take, I'll just run with you and kind of feel you and then force. So this one, Ayuk is going to give him an outside release. And so just patient. So now, okay, I'm sitting inside for a slant because I'm on the backside, right? Everything's away from me, so I'm protecting my inside. But now I know you're running vertical. So now I just run with you, right? I just run with you, and I squeeze you to the sideline as much as possible. And now this quarterback has to make a perfect throw. Can I get this from the back copy? He's going to have to make a perfect throw. There's not much room over there at all. You'll see it for Jimmy G. Now, quarterbacks can make this throw.
Whoa.
But
Just not Jimmy.
Wow. They said Jimmy can make these throws.
I mean, you gotta be able to make that one, right? Because you know that red line we have in the practice field.
Yep.
It's kind of where that NFL shield is right there, and that red line is usually you have receivers. They try to run up that red line and control it, so they give their quarterback room to throw them outside to throw them. But great coverage. This is a long foul ball that Pat Surtain forces, and then on this next and last play, we're going to see Jalen Hurts with a very similar play. This is Jalen Hurts playing. As good as Pat Surtain is playing on defense, Hurts is playing on offense. So this is you're going to see the middle high safety, man-to-man coverage across the board. But this is the matchup we're watching. Down here at the bottom of the screen, Devontae Smith kind of had his coming out party. So right here, Devontae, I want to show you his pace first. Pace coming off the ball. I'm just going to play this one full speed. And just watch it. He kind of lowers him to sleep. Then he just hits the gear, boom.
Bang.
And then once again,
Bang.
same thing.
you see that?
Almost the same throw, right?
What a ball.
So this is the difference. This is the difference. Let me see it from the back copy. This is the difference from average quarterback play and big-time quarterback play. So Jalen Hurts, obviously, what he can do with his legs, everybody know. But what he's been doing from the pocket with his arms, obviously this is an easy read, single high, man-to-man across the board. But this throw right here, this is a big-time throw.
And I think what you're saying, Darius, here is
This is a big-time. So this is
Goddamn.
high outside cornerback. He's in pretty decent position. But, I mean, look at that ball location.
Woo!
Like, look at that ball location. You couldn't hand it to him better than that.
That's pretty.
And that's what Jalen Hurts, like, looking at his tape, is so much of his tape that is just efficient from his body mechanics, from his reads, pre-snap, and then obviously from his throws. Offensive line, they did a great job putting some big guys in front of him that can protect him, give him that time, and then going out and getting dogs, drafting D. Smith, and then trading for A.J. Brown has been working outstanding for him so far.
It seems like the reason why you showed that might be because, like, hey, that's great coverage.
Yeah.
Sometimes they're just saying shit you could do. Like, people are probably talking about the Washington Commanders DBs right now because Devontae had such a big game. It's like, yeah, sometimes same exact coverage, previous play, other game, quarterback doesn't make throw. Great coverage. This is unbelievable coverage. This one, same exact coverage. Quarterback makes a throw that you can't defend. It's like bad coverage, some people were saying. It's like, hey, sometimes they're just saying shit you could do, especially in football right now.
And these are dudes. It was other plays in here where he kind of gave Devontae a chance. It was like a double team.
The
You know,
jump
he
ball
just jump ball. But these are players. D. Slay came out and said, look, we got 3 Batmans at receiver. We got Swole, Batman, A.J. Brown. Skinny Batman, Devontae Smith, and then fast Batman with Watkins. And they're all making plays, and the quarterback is making throws, man. These are dudes. You know, Hurts is playing like an MVP right now, and this guy, Devontae Smith, this was a Heisman winner. A lot of people forget this. So he goes up. He's a small guy. We remember T.Y. playing with T.Y.
He's awesome.
It didn't matter who was lined up across from T.Y. was coming down with that ball more times than not. So great plays right here.
Why do you think the narrative was that Hurts stinks throwing the football? Because that's what it was last year. Is he's obviously explosive running, but
Yeah.
like, has he really gotten that much better year over year?
Well, number one, yes. His mechanics are night and day from rookie year to this year. And then to the third year, every year he's taking a step. Kind of what you've seen with Josh Allen, but the same thing with Josh Allen is coaching matters, play design matters, play calls, but then talent. Talent matters too. Like, that matters a fucking lot. You go out and get A.J. Brown. You go out and get Devontae Smith, even Quez Watkins, having him in there. Dallas Goedert has been a baller. And then having an offensive line in front of you where you can operate from a clean pocket and really go through your process. And then when it does break down, I can use my legs to get outside of the pocket. He ran for 10 touchdowns last season. So it was that. And then obviously what we saw at Bama when he got benched for Tua, basically because he couldn't throw the ball around the yard like Tua could. So it was a run-first team. And then he went to Oklahoma. Where you got to make kind of different level type of reads in that Lincoln Riley offense. So I think it's all working for him. He's had great coaches. In the offseason, he went out to Cali, I believe, and worked with the guy for, I believe, I don't want to say how many times, but he is paying off. And you turn on the film and you see the process. And a lot of times with quarterbacks, especially athletic quarterbacks, you just throw it. You know, you just throw it, you get your body in whatever position. But when you can actually tie that shit together and make your reads and make good throws, good accurate throws from a good base, you're going to get what you get from Jalen Hurts, man. Wired right, leadership-wise, all his teammates, coaches have always raved about it. Even when he got benched at Bama, you can still visibly a great teammate, going to Oklahoma, do great things, got drafted, took over for Carson. And, I mean, the sky's the limit for this Eagles team.
Yeah, you know, Jalen and Tua, two undefeated quarterbacks, same quarterback room.
That's right.
In Alabama. We appreciate the hell out of you. That was
Appreciate
Everything
y'all,
DB with
man.
Darius Butler.
D-Bud.